Good morning, everyone. I hope you're having a wonderful day in the Lord. I want to read to you again Genesis 3:3, where it says, "But the fruit of the tree which is in the midst of the garden, God had said, Ye shall not eat of it, and neither shall ye touch it, lest you die." Okay, after that incident, we die. We all die. We age. We get sick. What was it on that tree that they touched? Okay, I told you what grows on a tree. Fungus grows on a tree. Mold grows on a tree. Okay, and when you touch mold, it rises up into these invisible spores that rise up into the air. You breathe them in, they get inside your body, and they replicate. From that event, this is the event where those microorganisms got inside of God's creations to corrupt it. They merged with the biology of man. And now they call the shots for what happens to you based on the environment that they are in inside your body. There's a symbiosis that takes place. There is mutualism. It's cooperation. We feed them. They leave us alone. They help us digest our food until the environment gets threatening. How can the environment get threatening? Well, based on our lifestyles. If we're eating too much processed foods and there's a threat that they may not survive, they'll mutate. They'll go from a yeast to a fungus to a virus to cancer. They'll do whatever they have to do to survive. They'll just keep replicating. That's what they do. But God said, see, we were created in the image of God, right? In Genesis 1:27, it says God created mankind in his own image. And what image is that? If we go to Hebrews 13:8, it says Jesus is the same yesterday, today, and forever. And in Malachi 3:16, it says, I, the Lord, do not change. That means we were created to not change. So something happened in the garden that caused our bodies to change in the favor of the microorganisms, not in God's favor. Because when we change, it leads to our death. And what happens in death? We drop, we go into the ground, we feed the ground, we feed the fungus. They decompose us. We're decomposing as soon as we're born because they're in us. And then when we die, we're more food for them. We're feeding them while we're alive, and when we're dead, we feed them in the ground. This world is a form of immortality here. This is a matrix. And who is the Lord in this matrix that we're living in? Kingdom Fungi. That's the Lord of this world, is Kingdom Fungi. And he is behind everything that takes place here. And everything that takes place here, and the motivations behind man, is to get you to keep feeding the fungi. To keep eating all those donuts, and to keep eating all those carbohydrates, and to keep doing all those things, and to keep ingesting alcohol so that you have there's a brewery inside your body. The same distillation that makes the beer is the same system that breaks down your food. When Jesus was on the mountain of Transfiguration, he received a new body. He received an incorruptible body, and he put on immortality. That means you couldn't touch it anymore. It couldn't It was never going to be corruptible. What does that mean in opposition to what he was before that happened in the on the mountain of Transfiguration? That meant that those microorganisms that are in us, me and you right now, were in him, but they evacuated his body. They left. Those microorganisms left the body, and he was now imbued with a new body and immortality. (1 Corinthians 15:53-55 says, "For this corruptible body must be clothed with incorruptibility, and this mortal body must be clothed with immortality. When this corruptible body is clothed with incorruptibility, and this mortal body is clothed with immortality, then the saying is written will take place. Death has been swallowed up in victory." Where death is your victory, where death is your sting. Jesus, on that mountain of Transfiguration, could not die anymore. Plain and simple. Those microorganisms left the building, like, Elvis has left the building. Yeah, they left the building, never to return. And Jesus became the bridge between heaven and earth. So I just wanted to reiterate this so that you understand, because the last several videos I was doing is on this particular subject, and I need to say it because you need to understand that we were made in the image of God. God does not change. We were made not to change, and something happened in the garden to make us change and lead us to our death. And it was those microorganisms that got inside you and got inside me and got inside my mother and your mother and everybody else's mother and father that walked the earth.